Hi there, my beautiful beings. How are you today? How are you feeling? How are these gorgeous videos sitting with you? So, by now we would have announced the beautiful winner of our YouTube channel for the free 8-week coaching sessions, and we would have announced the Facebook follower on Facebook for the 8 weeks free coaching sessions. But as I said before, only for these few weeks before the end of the year, we're offering these sessions at 75% off. My angels have asked me to give this at this time because it is Christmas and because so much has come up. And we now have the beautiful tools and techniques to assist you on your journey. For those of you who are sitting on the fence, there are limited spots. I only have 30 spots to give. All right, my beautiful beings. So once they're taken, that's it. Each session is 1 hour. And for me, we feel that 30 hours a week, one-on-one coaching is enough. There will be group coaching offered in the new year. But feel into your heart, wouldn't you love to start 2026 already empowered, already knowing what your goals are, already knowing what your blocks are, working with what tools, what steps can you use to move forward towards that, to stop playing small. So for us, the main one is for people to gain clarity on their purpose, what it is they're meant to be doing here, and to find out what is in the way. Why are they not moving forward with that? We make up so many excuses. There's no time. There's no money. They're all excuses. This is your life. Your life. You only get this lifetime once. That's it. Next lifetime, you may not have the partner that you have now. You may not have the children that you have now. The life that you have as it is right now only happens once, just like the snowflake. It is unique. You may come back many, many times, but each time is different. Perhaps in the next one you don't have children. Perhaps in the next one you don't have a partner, or that partner leaves you early. Who knows? So, my beautiful beings, is it time for you to honor your path, your soul? Only you can know the answer to that. In this gorgeous video, what we wanted to bring forward, what came up for me recently, when I was doing my Reiki sessions originally, and they're in that beautiful book, When Love Leaves, I had a being, when I was doing my practicing sessions to get my certificate from Melissa through Natural Healer. For those of you who are interested, she's amazing. I haven't bothered to put together a Reiki course because I find that hers is just perfect. If anyone needs Reiki, a Reiki course, wants to learn anything about Reiki, she's amazing and it's super affordable. So I don't see any point of putting one together unless my angels decide they want to put something together that's very different. But for now, I don't see us going down that road at the moment. Who knows later on. But as I was doing the beautiful Reiki course, and I'm doing the sessions for practice to get my certificate, we had to do 30 sessions. I think it was 30 or 60. I think it was 30. Long distance. I did heaps more than that because I became obsessed with doing these Reiki sessions, because that's where I started to work with my gorgeous spirit team, and it all just came together there. But there was one particular lady that I was working with in Canada, and I did many sessions with her. I think altogether we did about at least 10 sessions, if not more. And it was through her that I was starting to realize that these beings that I was seeing were real. It was just through the information she was sending through that there was no way she could have known, because I hadn't told her. I hadn't said a word. In my team up until that point, I had Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Uriel, and Archangel Metatron. That was my team up until I started with this lady. As I was working with this lady, Mother Mary came in, and it took a few sessions with Mother Mary before I accepted her into my team. I accepted her going over there to assist this being with her beautiful session, whatever it is she was working on. I could see her working over there, and it was beautiful. But it took me a good 3 or 4 sessions before I was like, you know what? You can join my team. I'm okay with you being here. And once I accepted her, Jesus came in. And again, Jesus did a few sessions over there. And then I was like, hey, you can join the team now. You're good. You're golden. I'd love to have you be part of this team. And now, looking back at the previous video, I realized my rejection towards them wasn't so much about what we were taught in church. My rejection was my sense of abandonment that I had with Jesus when he left me at the age of 5. And the fact that Mother Mary left my mum at the age of 5. They had to, you know. My mum never spoke of her again after that. And she talks about her, but not in a way that says she's here present now and I'm talking to her and I can see her, you know. My mum's clairvoyance was much stronger than mine. She got to see Mother Mary with her physical eyes. For me, I get to see them in other realms, especially when I'm doing Reiki, but not with these physical eyes in this reality. So I don't know how that would work. You know, it would be very distracting if everything I'm doing, they're just around all the time. That's probably why they don't show up in this reality. But I have a strong connection to them in my third eye and in other realms. When I'm doing Reiki, when I'm doing meditation and I call them in, I can see them clearly there in this space. And in this space, there's no time. There's no sense of, it's like unlimited. It's just a space that doesn't have any walls, or I can't even explain it. It's an infinite space. So it doesn't have dimensions. I can sense when I'm there, there is no time. It feels like time stands still as soon as we step into this beautiful space with my team. Now, what came through as the sessions progressed with this lady in Canada, and she was confirming session after session. She was relaying back to me what she was seeing, what she was hearing, and it was confirming what I was receiving at my end. Now, I could have left it there and thought, okay, she might be a medium or a psychic or whatever it is, and she can see what I'm seeing, and she's just saying that back. It could have stayed there. But after our 10 sessions or so that we had, I had hundreds more sessions after her, and they couldn't all be psychics and mediums, and they're all reading my mind of what I'm seeing, of what I'm hearing. And I just kept receiving confirmation after confirmation after confirmation in subtle ways, in different ways. One lady was confirming that she could see the colors of the chakras spinning. Now, this was not part of our Reiki practice. This was something that my team suggested I add in so that I could see if the chakras were in balance or not after the session. So we do them at the end, we do them all the way up, and then we see if there's any imbalance. It's really beautiful. But that was something my team suggested from something I learned in my sound healing. It didn't belong to the Reiki sessions. So how could this woman possibly know that I was spinning the chakras in their respective colors on the way up? And she was seeing that. You know, there were things that I was doing that was not part of the course. Because Melissa always said there's no right way or wrong way to do this. It's just what works for you. So if I'm being guided to do it a certain way, I wasn't going to judge or question it. I was like, okay, I'm being shown this way for a reason. I'm just going to follow that. But what happened? Towards the end of the 10 sessions or whatever it is that we were doing, with this being. And I was doing all the practice on her because each time more information was coming through. It was getting deeper. It was expanding more. But when we got to the 10, she had this full-blown moment where she unfriended me on Facebook. All this stuff started happening. And what happened was her fear started to take over. There was so much stuff coming through that she couldn't handle. She couldn't deal with it. It was too much for her. And so, you know, she decided to just block me, unfriend me, not talk to me ever again. You know, this was the how she reacted to that last session. And it wasn't anything kind of different to what we did before, but it was just a reaction to it. Like, it was the information that she must have received was maybe too much and she wasn't ready for it. But from then on, whenever I see that person's name on Facebook, I felt contracted. You know, I was going to say I feel, but I discovered in the last few weeks what that was all about. And that's what I wanted to share here. So what happened? When she did all that, and again, I felt like cut off, like this was so beautiful. To me, it was so beautiful. And the energies coming through every week when we were having our sessions were just so blissful. It was so amazing. Watching these incredible beings, my angels, or mostly it was Jesus or Mother Mary. There were sessions with Metatron. She had a thing with Metatron. And so he came in for a few sessions. But for her, her fear took over. And she started to think that this wasn't right for her. And so she did all of that, right? But for me, what that brought up for me was what happened when I was 5 with my mum. And this has only just recently come through for me while I was doing this coaching course. It brings up all your blocks. It brings up all your fears. It brings up all the stuff that's in the way of you moving forward, you know? And this was one of them, that it was trying to release this belief that when I'm myself, and I am all of myself, and I'm allowing spirit to work through me to serve others, that I get shut down. I get rejected. I'm unsupported by the other beings that I'm here to serve. That brought up my first rejection with my mum. I didn't know at the time that she was trying to protect me. I just felt rejected. And I took that on for the rest of my life. So every time I'm myself and I'm rejected, it brings up that feeling in me, which for me is a resentment of not being seen for who I am, not being accepted for who I am by the being that brought me into the world. But for her, it was her life replaying, watching the rejection that was going to come through in later years if she allowed me to continue on that path. Being humiliated, being bullied, who knows what else was in the path. If I continued to speak of this beautiful friend that was with me. So in her eyes, she was protecting me. In my eyes, I was rejected. And so when this lady went off the rails and unfriended me and blocked me and did all these things because she was afraid, I guess afraid of her power is what's coming through, of how powerful we truly are. Some people are afraid of that power. For them, it's too much to handle. When you see these patterns and you see how they unfolded and you understand it, you realize there's nothing in the way of you being who you are, of you following your path, following your purpose. We are in our own way. There's nothing else. The people out there are just reflecting to us what we are thinking inside, what we are feeling. And perhaps in that moment, she was trying to bring that up for me. that there was still this belief in me that I could be rejected for being who I am, not accepted for who I am. But the truth is, my beautiful beings, it is you that needs to accept you. It is not about others. It's not about your parents accepting you or rejecting you. We go through all of this, and at the end of it, it was always about you. Because in that moment that those beings reject you, you reject yourself. You stop loving yourself for who you truly are. You try to fit in, which for me was impossible. Impossible. It was like trying to fit a round peg in a square hole. Just doesn't work. I knew this in primary school. I became a complete introvert. I would spend all my time in the library reading. I wanted nothing to do with other beings. I didn't want any friends. I didn't want to go through that pain again. And then, just then, I remembered when I was in Catholic school, I decided, you know what? I'll open up my heart and let someone in. And then what happened? I invited her to my birthday party and she didn't come. And then when we were back at school, she wasn't talking to me. She rejected me. She was serving me to see that I had this belief in me that when I am myself, when I am being myself, I am rejected. This was the belief. Or that when I am being myself and I am sharing, beautiful things are taken away from me. Precious things to me. So, my beautiful beings, everything, including me, is serving you on your path. Everything is serving you. Always, in every moment. No matter how random you think something might be. Because I thought that was random. When that lady blocked me and stopped talking to me. And I thought, what? But there was that fear that if I am myself, I'll be rejected. So she was serving that belief. When I am myself, I am rejected. But what happens, my beautiful beings? We're not here to serve every single being on this planet, the billions of people that are on this planet. Each one of us has a message, has a purpose. And we are here to serve the few, each of us. And imagine, close your eyes and imagine if every single one of us spoke from our hearts, lived our purpose and served the beings that we are meant to serve. How does the world look to you? Do you see the peace and the joy and the harmony? Because the truth is, you're not here to serve everyone. Not everyone is going to resonate with your story. That's why you have the experiences that you have. Think about it. If I was physically abused as a child, that is my experience and what I gained from that. If you were sexually abused as a child, that is your experience. And what you gained from that gives you the power to connect to others who have been through the same. Only you can connect with them the way you can. I can't. If you were adopted as a child, given away, the experiences that you have, only you can relate to others that have been through the same. So only you can serve them the way you can serve them. Only you have the voice that you have. You are unique. And you are here with a purpose. And that purpose may be just to serve the few beings that are around you, or that purpose may be to serve thousands that have been through a similar experience as yours. And only you have the wisdom and the knowledge that you have gained from that to pass on to others. All right, my beautiful beings, we love you dearly. Remember to click like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the messages. We love you. We'll see you in the next video, okay? Bye for now.